A popular AEW star's contract is said to be expiring soon. Title matches have been announced for TNA Final Resolution, and we've got the original plans for a WWE team. Stay tuned for all the wrestling news. Kicking things off just now, we've got some news about an AEW star's contract said to be expiring. I would say a very popular star in AEW. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree,
You would
Fraser.
agree? We're talking about Anna Jay. Fightful Select has revealed that her contract is believed to be expiring within the next few months. Currently, it's unknown if there's been any negotiations between the two sides on extending that deal. But one source indicated that the AEW is expected to try and retain her services. But she might be wanting to try out that free agency market.
Yeah, because it feels like she might have just sort of hit her ceiling in AEW. That's what my personal opinion is. Obviously, she's being featured heavily as part of the women's tag team tournament currently with Ty Conti, Ty J, fight and bump their asses. That's what they do.
They do that.
And then kick other people's asses as well. So it feels like the tag team is going to be her sort of ceiling. We've had like little protracted singles runs in the past, which haven't really led to too much. A couple of pay-per-view matches and whatnot. So maybe she's just felt like, I'll test the water, see what's out there for us.
I think it'd be quite smart too. When you look at if you look at the women's division in NXT at the moment, and you look at the names that could, I think we were talking about it yesterday, the names that could go up to the main roster soon, you could look at that and go, Anna Jay could fit quite well into that division. But at the same time, yes, she's kind of hit her ceiling right now in AEW, but she's been there for a while, and that mid-card title, the TBS title, is a little bit busy at the moment, and it could really benefit someone like Anna Jay if Mercedes was to lose that title and free up that scene at the moment.
I guess you fit in like the category with Hook and people like that, because you think about when Anna Jay rocked up on the scene in AEW, that was the pandemic. That was like 5 years ago now. We're here 5 years on, and how have they developed from what they were showing? I'd say Anna Jay has obviously shown progression inside the ring itself, but in terms of their standing on the card, has there been that real progression? Yeah.
No, she's kind of
It's been 5 years now.
It has. I hate to think that it's been 5 years since all the lockdown.
She's been in the Dark Order. She's done all sorts.
Yeah, she has.
Yes.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that one when we have more news on Anna Jay's contract. Now, moving over to some TNA news just now. We've got finally a card for Final Resolution looking to take shape. Obviously, they've just had their pay-per-view, but they had Bound for Glory the other week, and now they've got another one coming up with Final Resolution. The big one being the TNA World title on the line as Frankie Kazarian is defending against JDC. JDC saying recently that he's going to be retiring soon. So this is kind of like a big last push for him, I guess.
And on what it makes it a bit more tantalising for me, because on one hand you're thinking, the retirement's on the horizon, there's no chance they're going to give him the big title, but then he is fighting Frankie Kazarian, who is an older boy himself. Could they then pass that sort of, not going to say nostalgia, because JDC is very different from the nostalgia stuff that Fandango would be doing if he was still Fandango, but it's on a knife edge.
But it is also LOL TNA, so that you would expect that to happen. You would expect them, and then it'll be someone else. Trick Williams will get the title again, and we'll have someone else with the belt.
Stop it. Will you stop?
But the rest of the card has sort of taken shape as well. If you want to run down the card we've got Kalani Jordan defending the Knockouts title against Danny Luna or Xia Brookside. That one's up in the air at the moment.
Yeah, the Hardy Boys versus the High Rise from NXT for the TNA World Tag Team Championships without Wesley. Goodness me, I forgot his name there for a second because he obviously left. Yeah,
he's back in TNA under the Rascals. Steve Macklin versus Stacks of the TNA International Championship.
This is a clash of styles. Leon Slater versus AJ Francis for the X Division Championship.
That's going to be really
Michael
good.
Cole will be watching with a bag of popcorn.
Match of the night. Yeah. Match of the night when AJ Francis decides to do the Swanton 450 and tries to copy Leon Slater. We've also got Mike Santana versus Charlie Dempsey. This is off the back of that NXT invasion into TNA when they kind of cost Mike Santana that championship.
Yeah, and then we round things off with Matt Cardona going back to his roots. Going back to what he's been doing largely for the past sort of 3, 4, 5 years. A street fight against Mance Warner. Hardcore.
That could be, it could be quite a brutal match, that one, actually.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they don't hold back, but we know for a while that TNA stopped doing blood in their matches, so it could be quite tame for a.
We know what these wrestlers are like. They'll come to the ring wearing white. Whoops! That was a hard way, brother. I didn't intend to do that. Oh, goodness me.
Either way, the Final Resolution card looks pretty stacked. I'm intrigued to see if we get more NXT crossover on the show itself. Right now, there's obviously you've got the names like High Rise, you've got Stacks, you've got Charlie Dempsey on there, but I wonder if we'll see any more NXT influence.
Don't forget Kalani Jordan.
Kalani Jordan, of course.
Me.
Sorry. Staying with NXT though, we've got a story now about a little bit of frustration. We were talking about ratings earlier. The NXT rating isn't doing particularly great, and CW Network is not happy with it.
Yeah, they've reached out with a statement to WrestleNomics where they've said, "We've expressed to Nielsen our deep frustration with the way it handles the process, communication, and the methodology behind its big data rollout. The sudden and substantial discrepancy in WWE NXT viewership reported by big data relative to long-established viewing patterns is inexplicable and lacks credibility. Further, a comparison with data from all other measurement products, in brackets including others from Nielsen itself, exposes a fundamentally flawed methodology in big data. We are disappointed by Nielsen's lack of cooperation, transparency, and accountability with its network partners as we work to resolve the issue." That's words to me, Fraser.
It is all words. Now, NXT's ratings are not the only ones that have been affected by the change in how Nielsen structures its data and the viewership. It's a big change that's meant that wrestling comes across not as popular as we all thought it was. We saw the ratings. It was all wrestling in general was getting, your 850,000 viewers to 1 million viewers, in that ballpark generally week to week. It's much lower now because they've changed the methodology, and CW is a bit annoyed at that because it makes them look less popular. So we'll maybe see a change again. Maybe Nielsen will go back on it. I don't imagine so if it's just wrestling that's complaining about it, but it speaks of a bigger movement of how people watch TV.
Yeah.
Not many people are watching a live TV show.
It's all on demand. It's all streaming these
all on
days.
Netflix
isn't it?
for us.
Yeah. NordVPN.com/Cultaholic, by the way.
Absolutely. You can get everything on Netflix.
If you're in America and you can't be asked to pay 17 different subscription fees, bounce your location over to the UK, sign up for our Netflix, and get all the WWE stuff. Obviously, the CW's not on there, but
NXT is.
Yeah, NXT is.
We're going to round things off with some original plans for Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. Obviously, they've recently been paired on TV. It feels like they're kind of doing what maybe Killer Cross and Scarlett could have been doing on screen, and people were pitching for them to be doing, but they've been finally paired up. It's been. What have you thought of it so far? Do you enjoy the pairing?
It's barely scratched the surface, but the presentation certainly,
good,
the glove fits, so to speak, and it's been nice to see Zelina Vega cutting more of the promos that she was doing when she was Andrade's manager, rather than just being a sort of bland, "I'm a babyface lady.
I'm here, and I've won a title." Aleister Black, speaking on the Cody Tucker show, has revealed that the original plans for the pair was for them to be paired up in 2020. Obviously, he did those dark, waiting for someone to knock on the door vignettes in 2021, and that ultimately he was released shortly thereafter. But speaking on the podcast, he said, "When I had the platform, that was something we were supposed to do back in 2020, right before my first release. I had the whole Dark Father thing set up, which was going to be, I'll lean more into that. Obviously, I got released. We actually filmed some vignettes with my wife because she was going to join that thing too, and then I got released." I think he got released based on that statement.
Did he get released?
I think he got released. He's mentioned it a couple of times.
Things were going to happen, then he got released.
I do wonder whether we're going to see the original storyline plans with the Dark Father thing come to fruition now.
Got to bring it forward to 2025. Call yourself the Dark Daddy, Aleister Black. Let's not mess around. You saw the pop Oba got on NXT when he was like, "The daddy, but your daddy has returned." Dark Daddy writes itself. Imagine the merchandise.
Yeah, Dark Daddy t-shirts.
Imagine all the wrestling fans wearing Dark Daddy t-shirts. It'll really look good.
It will look incredible if people are wearing them. Maybe that'll come to fruition on TV at some point soon. I think you should campaign for Dark Daddy then.
Yeah.
Get it.
I'll be the Dark Daddy.
You'll be the Dark Daddy?
I'll be your Dark Daddy.
You could get that on a t-shirt, like the t-shirts you get with a discount code, right?
DamageSociety.co.uk. Code Ross on Wrestling at checkout to get 10% off site-wide. Thank you for bringing it up.
You're welcome.
I was going to leave it off this one.
You plug in. That's all we've got for you just now. Of course, it's full gear this weekend. We've got the podcast on the channel tonight. We've got predictions on the channel. We'll have what happened after the show, WTF moments on Patreon, all the usual stuff you expect. It's going to be a fun weekend. I'm excited for it.
Anyway,
we will see you later on.